Hello everyone. Today we will be building a new program in C#, especially WinForms. It's a user management program. It will have object list view to display the list of the users. It will have MS SQL as a database. It will have a login features for users to access the list of the users. For each users, we will allow user to perform CRUD operations, and we will also have an ability to send emails to the users. For this program, we will be using NuGet packages. So let's go and open a NuGet package, which is here, just right here. And then we will be using object list view to display the list of the users. I'm going to go on and then install this package. Add and install. Okay, let's verify if we have got that package or not. We can close that, right click, and then edit csproj. If we go down, then there you go, we have our object list view. Perfect. So next, for the designing of the object list view, I will be using Visual Studio Designer. So I'll open this project in Visual Studio now. I've gone in and opened this project now in Visual Studio. So let's have a look. Towards the left, I have this object list view. We will be using first object list view for now. So let me drag that and then paste it there. We will give it a name. Let's give it a name of list view main. Okay, now let's drag this a little bit bigger, somewhere here. Okay, that will be perfect for now. Let's move this a little bit to the top, Okay, and then we'll go in and change the anchor properties of this object list view. So I have first object list view selected. So let's go to the anchor, scroll down, and then we'll add right and bottom. Okay, let's keep it as save. Now next, I'll open this project in Rider, and then we'll do further development. Okay, this is what it looks like in Rider. Not much difference. If I go to the designer, then it will display the same thing. We have object list view as the top one. Nothing much. So let's go to the code again. Now we'll be creating a couple of models. So I'll create a directory called models. This is how I like to structure my project, the project itself, and then model. If I have multiple views, then I'll create a directory called views, and then so on. So since this is a user management project, so we will be creating a model called user. Let's go and create it. So class called user. For our user, we will have a couple of properties. One is public string name. Let's make it first name, and it's a get and set. Another is last name, get set, and then public string email get set. For now, we will only have 3 properties, but later on we will add new properties as needed. So now let's go on and look into how we display these users into our object list view that we just created earlier. So to do that, so let's create a list of users first. So we will be creating a private list of user called users. Let's create a dedicated method to return mock users. Private list of user called get mock users. So this will return a list of mock users for us. Let's create a variable first, list of user called mock user equals new list of user. Okay, let's do that. And mock user dot add new user, and let's give it some name. First name is going to be John. Last name is going to be Joe, and email is going to be at gmail.com. Similarly, let's create another user too. Okay, first name is going to be Mark, Russell, and Mark. Okay, that should be enough, and let's return users, not users, but mock users. and let's make it plural, not singular. Okay. Okay, now in the constructor, let's do this. Users equals get mock users. So our users will have the list of the users that we just created, and then we will assign our list view with these users. Now I have switched the project to Visual Studio. Since we have created the user, assigned the users to this list view, next thing we need to do is have some columns to display those users information. So to do this, click on this object list view, right click, edit columns, and then we'll add a couple of columns to display those properties. So one is first, let's give it a name, call first name, and keep it a spec name, which is the what the properties belong to your class. So for now, our one is first name, so first name is first name. Give it the heading for the column, which will be first name. Similarly, let's create a second column, which is last name. Call last name. It will have a heading called last name and aspect name, which is which properties it maps to in the object, so which is last name itself. Okay. Now lastly, we will have email. So we'll call email, and heading is going to be email itself, and then aspect name is going to be email. Okay, let's run this project now. Now let's go in and change a couple of properties available in object list view. I'm going to close this window now and then click on the object list view itself. Let's go and find a couple of useful properties. First one is full row select. I want user to select the full row when they are clicking. So let's turn it on. I want some grid lines to display on each row. Okay, that's the grid line we display. Now let's go in and give some height to the row. So there is a property called row height. Let's change it to 30, and then there are lots and lots of properties that you can play with. Okay, so I'm going to save it for now, and let's give our column some spacing. So if you go back, right click and edit columns, you go back to the columns, and then you can give some width. Let's make it 100. Similarly, we'll give our column last name to 100 as well, and column email, let's give it some more width to 55. Yes. Okay, let's click on it, and then let's see how it looks like. I'm going to start it again. There you go. This is what it looks like now. Pretty easy to display a list of the users in C# WinForms. Now, next thing we're going to do is display a label to display how many records we found. So let's do it. Let's grab a label and then drop it there, somewhere there, and then give it a name. Record count. Let's give it a default text. So let's go to the text and say record count of 0. Let's change the alignment. It will go to here. Okay, that's perfect. And then we'll change the text align to be, instead of top left, we will go middle right, and then save it. Now let's open this project in writer back, and then we'll do some changing. Let's go here, and then we'll create a method called private void update record count. Open that. LVL record count text equals, we could just do record count that, and then LB main dot objects dot, not the objects but items dot count. Okay, that should do our job. Now let's call this method just after that, update record count. Let's run this project. As you can now see, we have our projects and then our record count displays correctly. But we may have one problem. Let's expand this project. Now suddenly our record count has gone to the middle of the screen. Let's fix this. Let me stop this again, open it in Visual Studio. Now to fix that, it's really easy. Change the anchor, and anchor should go somewhere here to the right and the bottom instead of going to the top, and that should fix our issue. Let's run it again. Okay, now we have fixed our record count problem as well, which you may or may not be able to see, but let's expand that. Yep, our record count is anchoring to the right bottom. Now next thing we need to do is add a button to create a user and update this list view. So yeah, pretty simple in C#.